This is going to be a series of videos about wealth preservation as well as building wealth. And I'm going to start right away with looking at gold versus dollars. You know, back 10 years ago, 1 ounce of gold, this is just a 1 ounce gold eagle from the United States Mint. 1 ounce of gold 10 years ago closed at $342.75. Today, gold is trading at around $1,700 an ounce. So when we look at wealth and wealth preservation, gold is literally the gold standard. 1,000 years ago, 1 ounce of gold would buy a fine suit, probably a suit of arms, you know, some kind of knight in shining armor type suit, for 1 ounce of gold. 100 years ago, 1 ounce of gold would buy a fine suit. 10 years ago, 1 ounce of gold would buy a fine suit, and today, if you were to go into a fine clothing store, you'll find that you can buy a fine suit for about 1 ounce of gold, $1,700, $1,800. And looking at this chart, we can see that back in February 2002, gold was about $300 an ounce. Today, look at that. It's just under $1,800 an ounce. Let's compare that to the rising national debt. So here's a debt chart going back to August of 2000 showing the U.S. national debt being 5.6 trillion. Trillion is a number reserved for astronomy, not for debt. And that number continues to escalate all the way through August of 2010 showing 13.5 trillion. And today, February 2012, our debt is over 15.3 trillion and growing. $15.3 trillion. Trillion dollars. That is just mind-boggling. Now that number is going to continue to escalate and escalate and escalate. And it doesn't matter whether there's a Republican or a Democrat or Ron Paul, the Libertarian, who gets elected to the next presidential campaign, because our debt is so far gone, it's a runaway freight train with no brakes and no way to stop it. And once the rest of the world realizes that the United States' money is worthless, gold will skyrocket in value compared to the dollar. You got to get yourself some gold. I'm going to give you a specific example of purchasing some gold just on eBay 10 years ago. On December 31st, 2002, I purchased this 1 ounce and 1/2 ounce gold bullion from someone on eBay, and this is contained, this comes right from the U.S. Mint, so there's some collectability value, but this contains a full 1 ounce bar here, or 1 ounce eagle, and a 1/2 ounce eagle. This I purchased in 2002 for a net amount of $715.08. You know, here is an exact same sale recently of the same coins that I purchased, the proof set, on eBay that just sold for $2,762. That is 3.86 times more than I paid for it 10 years ago. Amazing, huh? Let's put that another way. For every $1,000 that you used of US dollars to purchase gold in 2002, that is now worth $3,860. So literally for every $100 that you invested 10 years ago, it's now worth $386. That number will continue to go up. So today, you're going to have to spend $386 to get the same amount of gold that you had to get 10 years ago. Now, I'm not selling anything here. In fact, my ulterior motive here is to let YouTube make me some money. Who knows? Maybe enough people will watch this that YouTube will send me some US dollars, and as soon as I get $1,750 or $1,800 of them, I'm going to convert them back into another one of these. I can tell you the type of gold that I buy, and I can tell you the type of gold that you probably want to buy, and that is just plain bullion. And I tend to favor these Canadian maples. The reason for it is because you'll pay a premium on any kind of collectability. Like this stuff right here, these proof sets, nonsense. You don't need to be buying this stuff. You're paying a premium for a collectability. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in something that is recognized all around the world. These Canadian maples are recognized all over the world. You know what's cool about that? That coin right there weighs exactly 1 ounce, and it has on it $50. This is worth $50. I could go to the grocery store in Canada, I guess, and buy $50 worth of food. I'd be a fool, because this coin right now, if you bought it on eBay, is about $1,750 for this coin. It's amazing. You got to get yourself some of this stuff. Get yourself just some bullion, whatever the least expensive gold over spot you can get. This is easily converted back into cash. I'd much rather see you having this stuff than those green dollars or whatever else you got. Anyway, I hope you learned something today. I'm going to be doing a series of more of these videos if there's a demand for it. I'd love to see your comments. I know maybe I'm just amateur hour at this. This is new for me, but I really feel passionate about people preserving their wealth. And I know that the middle class is disappearing on a daily basis as the United States debt continues to rise. There's no end in sight. It's not going to end. And eventually we're going to go back to some kind of gold standard. Anyway, thank you for your time. And I look forward to doing many more videos about education of wealth, building, and wealth preservation. Have a great day.